There's a special kind of creature in this world, spotted by a few but never confirmed to exist. We refer to these beings as unidentified mysterious animals, or UMAs for short. Hello everyone, and welcome to the World in 10 Minutes series. From water spirits and gods, to giant serpents and dragons, myths and legends of aquatic creatures exist all around the globe. These mysterious, unknown beings of the deep give shape to some of humanity's most primal fears, of drowning and the dark unknown beneath the surface. Today, we'll turn another page in the water monster family and explore the legend of one of Japan's most famous lake creatures, the Lake Ikeda monster, Iyoshi.
Iyoshi is a large aquatic creature from Japanese folklore. It is said to appear in Lake Ikeda, a volcanic crater lake located at the southern tip of the Satsuma Peninsula in Kagoshima Prefecture on Japan's Kyushu Island. The name Iyoshi comes from the first syllable of Ikeda in Japanese and was created in a similar way to Nessie, the nickname for the Loch Ness Monster. Although statues and merchandise around the lake often depict it as a plesiosaur-like creature, just like Nessie, most eyewitness reports actually describe it as a giant snake-like or eel-like animal. It is said to be completely black, with a black-red coloring on its back, measuring 20 to 30 meters long. Its back has humps or bump-like protrusions. Some reports even mention a whale-like tail fin. Mainstream Japanese media suggests that tales of a monster in Lake Ikeda date back as far as the 19th century. One early record can be found in a geographical text from the Edo period called the Sangoku Meisho Zue, Illustrated Guide to Famous Places in the Three Provinces. It describes the geography and landmarks of the ancient provinces of Satsuma, Osumi, and Hyuga in southern Japan. In Volume 21, in the section about the Ibusuki area, there is an unusual story. A farmer, while heading to a banquet near the lake, spotted a strange creature in the grass. It had the head of a human and the body of a dragon. Frightened, he drew a knife and tried to cut off its head. Blood sprayed everywhere. The creature, terrified, escaped into Lake Ikeda. That same night, the farmer suddenly died at home. His wife went mad, running around shouting, "I am the Dragon King of this lake. For killing me, I will wipe out your descendants." Eventually, the Dragon King's rage was calmed after the farmer's relatives agreed to build a shrine to atone for his actions. The wife then returned to normal. Some believe that the dragon creature in this story is the same as the Chi no Myojin, who is still worshipped at a shrine today.
According to Japanese paranormal researcher Ni Rei, in the mid-20th century, a photo collection called Satsuma Peninsula Historical Photo Archive recorded that large fish about 1 meter in length were often found washed up on the shore of a village on the southern side of Lake Ikeda. But strangely, these fish were cut in half. Locals said that around dusk, especially during light rain, a small island about the size of 10 tatami mats would appear floating in the center of the lake. Some residents speculated that it might be a giant crab that had lived in the lake for thousands of years. It became more active on rainy nights and used its massive claws to kill the fish. As for the people who drowned in the lake and whose bodies were never recovered, they were believed to have been eaten by this crab creature. Putting folklore aside, Iyoshi began to attract real attention in the late 20th century. On September 3, 1978, around 6 p.m., the Kawaji family was holding a memorial ceremony. Two children, Kawaji Kuren, 11, and Kawaji Kitty, 17, were playing catch by the lake. Suddenly, they noticed two huge black objects floating on the lake's surface. They quickly ran back to tell the adults. Soon, about 20 people had gathered at the lake and all witnessed the same thing. Two large objects, each about 5 meters long, with about 5 meters between them, and standing 40 to 50 centimeters above the water. The two objects moved along the lake's surface for about 400 to 500 meters, then slowly sank beneath the water. Coincidentally, at that exact time, 5 high school students on a nearby shore also saw the same thing. Soon, more and more reports came in from people claiming to have seen similar large aquatic creatures in earlier times. It was during this period that the name Iseoshi became widely used. On October of the same year, 1978, the Ibusuki City Tourism Association established a special investigation team dedicated to the Iseoshi incident. In November, they set up automated cameras at the Lake Ikeda observation deck to monitor the lake 24/7, and even offered a 100,000 yen reward for a clear photo of Iseoshi. Then, on December 16th, a man named Minmei Matsubara from Kagoshima Prefecture reported capturing this photo. He said that around 1:30 p.m. that day, a whirlpool suddenly formed in the calm center of the lake, but quickly disappeared. As he adjusted his camera near the Fufu rocks, a mysterious object covered in a white substance suddenly filled his viewfinder and then quickly sank back into the lake. He pressed the shutter just in time. In the photo, the mysterious object is mostly underwater. If Matsubara's account is true, he caught the exact moment the creature was diving. The Ibusuki Tourism Association later reviewed the photo, confirmed it as a genuine sighting of Iseoshi, and awarded the prize money. The photo was later sent to the U.S. to the Ground Saucer Watch, a UFO research group at the time, for image analysis. Their conclusion? The photo was not doctored, but the object could not be clearly identified either. In May 1979, TV Tokyo aired a special program on Iseoshi. Their sonar detected two giant objects, each over 3 meters long, at a depth of about 10 meters. Unfortunately, due to access restrictions, footage from that program is unavailable. On October 21, 1990, in Kawanabe City, Kagoshima Prefecture, a man named Hideo Wayano took this photo from the Lake Ikeda observation deck. He and his mother saw a row of black objects moving across the lake. On October 25, 1993, another man named Michio Tanaka captured a photo of Iseoshi swimming near Fufu rocks. Though the image was blurry, the creature is believed to be the circled shape in the photo. Now let's take a look at some video footage that is claimed to show Iseoshi in motion.
Since some of the videos have been re-uploaded multiple times, their original sources and dates are unclear, so here I'll only include partial information. In the clips circulating online, we can see that almost all video footage is low quality, but unusual objects can still be seen on the surface of the lake. In 2015, Tokyo Sports published an article in which Mitsumasa Matsuoka, head of the Lake Ikeda Tourism Department, stated that they receive a few sighting reports every year. People who come to fish or birdwatch occasionally spot strange ripples or waves on the lake's surface. Takakai Kawata, owner of a recreational facility at the lake's port, said he hears stories every year from tourists about sudden rises in water level or huge splashes. About 8 years ago, an American TV show came to investigate. They provided all the help they could, but found no useful evidence. Kawada was likely referring to an episode of the Destination Truth series on the Sci-Fi Channel, which aired in October 2008, so filming likely took place earlier that year. In the episode, host Josh Gates interviewed several witnesses, including members of the local UMA investigation team. Everyone agreed on one detail. No one had seen Isi's full body, but they all described seeing black humps rising above the surface. During the day, the crew used sonar and underwater cameras to search the southwest part of the lake, where sightings were most common. 2 crew members said they saw a large dark shadow swimming beneath them. Out of safety concerns, they immediately surfaced. At night, the team deployed underwater cameras, one of which was attacked by an unknown creature. The footage only captured part of the animal. Dr. Scott Cooper, a U.S. freshwater ecologist, commented that the captured image was most likely a piece of sunken debris based on its symmetrical shape. The camera attack may have been by a large eel. This theory, that Isi is actually a giant eel, is currently one of the most widely accepted explanations. Lake Ikeda is the largest lake on Kyushu Island, Japan. It is about 3.5 square kilometers in area, has a circumference of 15 kilometers, and reaches a maximum depth of 233 meters. Roughly 6,400 years ago, a massive volcanic eruption created the Ikeda caldera. Rainwater gradually filled the crater, forming the lake. Just like Lake Unagi, another lake formed around the same time, Lake Ikeda has a subtropical climate, making it ideal for eel farming. One type of eel found in the lake is the marbled eel, which can grow up to 1.8 meters in length. These may have contributed to monster sightings. The marbled eel, also known as Anquilla marmorata, is a tropical freshwater fish. It looks similar to other eel species, but has a yellowish body with greenish-black markings on the back, a white belly, and sometimes orange or mixed colors. These eels are widely distributed, mainly living in tropical waters between 24 degrees north and 33 degrees south latitude, including southern Japan. Female marbled eels can grow up to 2 meters in length. In an online column by Tokyo Sports, an anonymous government official commented that a group of large marbled eels swimming together on the surface could explain the sightings of Isi. However, when these eels arrived and how long they've lived in the lake remains a mystery. Cryptozoologist John Kirk noted that historically, large Malaysian snakehead fish were introduced to the lake for farming purposes. These could also be candidates for what people saw. But even if they grew up to 1.7 meters, they're still too small to match reports of 20-meter-long creatures. Paranormal researcher Nimure stated that from a scientific perspective, none of the known fish species in Lake Ikeda can grow up to 20 meters. Still, local residents continued to believe that Isi is a giant eel.
However, personally, I don't find the giant eel theory very convincing. Instead, I believe Iyoshi is more likely to be a misinterpretation of schools of fish moving across the lake's surface. First of all, there isn't much solid visual evidence of Iyoshi. I searched major Japanese media platforms like YouTube Japan and Nico Nico and found that many of the so-called Iyoshi videos either have no source or date or are just reposts of other lake monster videos. Even in more detailed written records, including articles published on MU by writer Yunoto Yurei, the Uma Creatures Encyclopedia by the Japan Unknown Creatures Association, Searching for Monsters and Mythical Beasts in Japan by paranormal investigator Nagare Michiyuki, and even Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World. None of them contain any account of someone clearly seeing Iyoshi's full body. Descriptions of its length are purely estimates based on long-distance sightings, and the potential for error is massive. These sources do mention that Japanese TV covered the Iyoshi case. The most famous and controversial footage was reportedly shown in early 1991. A man named Takaharu Tomiyasu filmed an object moving horizontally in the waves. This clip was broadcast on TV on February 2nd, and the next day, a flood of new sightings and submitted videos and photos came in from the public. According to John Kirk, the program was called World Mysterious Phenomena Index, and an official special investigation team on Iyoshi was also said to be in possession of video evidence. But to this day, none of these recordings seem to exist. I could not find any credible archive or copies. I also checked many Japanese independent creators and vloggers, and not a single one includes early Iyoshi footage. This might be due to poor media preservation or restrictions related to video rights and broadcasting back then.
As for why I suspect Iyoshi might actually be a school of fish, it has to do with the ecological structure of Lake Ikeda. According to the Kagoshima Prefecture government's water management reports, Lake Ikeda as a volcanic crater lake originally had very few native fish species. Starting in the early 20th century, the local government introduced non-native species such as silver carp, sweetfish, eels, and bighead carp. By the 1980s, over 25 species of fish had been confirmed living in the lake. So today's fish population is the result of human introduction and species competition over time. With that in mind, sightings of the lake monster could very well be people seeing large groups of fish swimming together on the surface. In the 20th century, a large amount of household and industrial wastewater flowed into Lake Ikeda, causing severe water pollution. Because of the murky water, fish often swam towards the shallows to scout the environment. Most Iyoshi sightings also occur during hot summer months. The warmer water temperatures cause fish to gather near the surface to get more oxygen. All of this supports the idea that the so-called monster might just be fish behavior being misunderstood. Of course, everything I've said is just my own speculation. To this day, the true identity of Iyoshi remains a mystery. Every year, many curious visitors still travel to Lake Ikeda, hoping to catch a glimpse of it. There are still fan-made documentaries and investigation programs focused on the creature. And that might be the most captivating part of the legend, that it becomes a vessel for modern curiosity, an unsolved mystery that fuels the imagination. So to end with the same line I always use, the unknown will always be greater than the known. And that's the true charm of UMAs. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.